Hello and welcome to another episode of How Are You Holding Up? A mental health podcast by the depressed for the depressed. I'm Lindsey.
And I'm Chris.
And the first question I want to ask is, Chris, how are you holding up?
I'm doing okay. You know what? Come back to me, Linz. How are you doing?
If you guys are up to date with us, you know that I am preparing to go into the wilds of Wasteland Weekend, which is a festival, post-apocalyptic festival in the Mojave Desert. About 4 or 5 days ago, started noticing some fullness in my ear canal and some dizziness, and it kind of went away, and then it came back full force, and I was like, it'll go away. It'll go away, it'll go away. My ear doesn't super hurt, and I totally don't have a fever. And then today, and it's Sunday, I'm going to the event in a day and a half. And it's like, well, I should probably go to the doctor. Guess who doesn't have health insurance?
Yeah, this
gal. And I know that sounds, I don't know, not together or whatever, not having health insurance, but
it's more common than we can really say.
Yeah, it's difficult sometimes. So anyway, I don't have health insurance. I went in, paid out of pocket, got told I have TMJ, which is basically grinding your teeth at night, and
yeah.
So
not helpful at all.
No, I've got so many projects. I'm sure you guys have been in places where you have totally said yes to too many things, and you're doing a million stuffs, and suddenly a health problem pops up, or something happens to your car, or whatever, and you're like, I might possibly not be able to go to something that I've promised everybody in my life that I will be doing.
And have been looking forward to.
I've been looking forward to, yeah, of course. So I'm stressed. I've been having a lot of anxiety, a lot. I haven't had anxiety in a while. A lot of nausea, a lot of spinnies, and I'm tired. I don't feel great.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So,
not to dump all of this.
No.
We figured that, you guys, if you've been, listening to us for a while, having a personal check-in every once in a while is good, because we don't always have grand words of wisdom or done enough research.
Yeah, we sometimes are kind of caught up in how life is going, and a topic eludes us, as it has this week. So,
well, the topic is us.
The topic is going to be us tonight. So hopefully y'all are ready for some personal check-in. And honestly, I think this also does serve a secondary purpose. We don't get to do personal check-ins a whole lot because of how busy we make ourselves. Yes. It's part of our depression, and how we handle ourselves is we like to make ourselves overly complicatedly busy, so that we don't have to actually face the things that are bothering us. So, it's fun, right?
Truth.
So, what we're going to do, and what we invite you to do as well, is to take some time this week, check in with how you're doing, with the things that are going on in your life. If you can make a list, hell, do that. Just take time for you. And make sure that you understand everything that's going on with you. For myself, I am now almost 3 weeks in on my medication. Whether I have noticed a change, I do think that this is helping. I don't have really the darker kind of impulses as I had been, which has been something that I'm not entirely sure how to cope without. It's kind of a weird sensation to not feel that all the time.
I know that it can feel, I think, for a lot of people who get used to a certain intensity of emotion, or, for lack of a better word, drama, it can feel almost boring when suddenly you don't have that anymore.
It's like, it's that sensation of, is this what normal people feel like? And whether normal is actually a thing or not, it's still something that you kind of have to get used to and embrace and accept and know that, this is okay to feel this way.
Yeah. So one of the reasons we're doing the check-in is for you guys as the listeners, if you've been listening us through our progress, you hear the ups and you hear the downs and when we're normal, so you can kind of tell what's happening and what our mental processes are. It's also good for us to be able to listen back to hear, how we're doing. But also good for me anyway, personally, to remember and really take a look at the things that I am doing to help me get through stuff, and things that I could work on.
Yes.
So I'd like to talk about some recommendations and coping mechanisms that I'm currently using. So if you're in a place where you're juggling a ton of other things and you're not feeling super great, you might be doing some of this stuff too. Something I started noticing is it's funny, the busier I get, the more I start saying yes. So I was like, okay, I have wasteland weekend stuff, so I have all of these different projects to prep. And then I had told them that I would also go to early setup. And then I was committed to that, and then I started getting asked to come into this freelancing job, so I started doing that. And then I signed a lease with my partner, who's on our relationship episode, and it just kept like more and more stuff started happening. I started like grabbing lunch dates with people. I started getting some writing in with some people, and then I looked at everything and I was like, oh, I only have so many days, and then I got sick. So I started having to say no, and I also had to start, once I was with somebody, if it started feeling like time was running on too long, I had to cut it out. And I'm not good at that. I don't know how well or comfortable this is for anybody, but if you've been hanging out with somebody you're at lunch with, or you have a normal rhythm with a certain friend where you hang out all day and you're just used to like being with them the whole time, there's not really an expected time for them to leave. Having to say, okay, so I need to be alone now.
Yeah, I need to go now.
Especially if they're in your house. I had to do that the other day. I was just feeling so awful. I was watching a movie with my best friend. I said, I think I need to go to bed. I have like 1,000 things I should be doing. I was like, I just need to go lie down in the dark for a while. And I was really proud of myself.
Yeah.
And usually I would guilt myself. I'm like, oh, it's really shitty that you had to do it. But I felt so proud that I was able to tell somebody who I love dearly and wanted to hang out with, like, no, I actually need to rest now.
And the nice thing is, like, if you are with somebody who, will understand that,
yeah,
they're not going to make you feel shitty about it.
Yeah, no, if someone's a dick about it, just set them on fire and push them down the cliff. That's terrible. Like, I've come to a place in my life where I just cannot have people in my life who are going to guilt me for trying to take care of myself. That is such a terrible thing. It's such a boundary crossing thing. Yep. And I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, and you absolutely don't deserve that.
No.
So, what else have you been doing?
Not letting the guilt get me. Like, not every project is probably going to get done. Not everything that I want to do right now is going to happen, and I have to just not guilt myself. And I'm really struggling with the idea of not going to this huge festival that I've been prepping for the past 4 months, because the biggest problem isn't the money, and it isn't me missing the festival. It's me letting people down.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And that's always the worst thing.
And it's so funny because that shouldn't be the thing.
It shouldn't.
No. But it's like, well, I promised these people that I was going to set up the camp, and I promised I'd be there, and people are looking forward to hanging out with me. And honestly, who even knows how much time I'm going to be able to hang out with some of these friends that I have once I'm out there. But it's just that I've made this commitment, and I want so badly to follow through. And good friends will, of course, support the decision to not go. Mm-hmm. People who make you feel bad about those things are representing a very, I don't even know how to say that. It really gets me angry when someone can't support you being healthy, because I'm always like, oh my gosh, yes, if you have to stay home, like, please do take care of yourself. And when someone doesn't extend that to me, it puts me, I have this fear that, and I also have a fear that people won't do that for me, I think because somebody did in my past. Many people did in my past, and I just went along with it.
It's a strangely American thing I've noticed, that is the more common occurrence.
Yeah, what, you're not going to go? What do you mean you're not going to go? I thought you were going to go. You can't not go. You just push through. You're going to be fine. Bring your drops.
Bring your drops. You're feeling sick? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just toughen up.
You've been waiting all year. What are you going to try? Like, you got to go. And it's like part of it is probably trying to support me coming and let me know that they want me to be there.
Sure.
And the other part is...
That's a shitty way to do it, though.
It's kind of shitty, man. Like...
No, it's not the right way to encourage someone to go when they're feeling bad. They're already feeling like crap. Like, just understand that they don't have to be there to make you feel better.
Yeah. So, I'm not saying that anyone did that. It was just, it's a fear that I have.
Of course.
I did tell them that I might not go.
Yeah.
But,
and they understand.
Most of them were like, oh my gosh, like, have you gone to the doctor? Or what have you, like, maybe try to go later if you can't come to early access, like, go
sure.
when like, trying to be helpful and, but yeah, that's something is I'm trying to be aware that that's my people-pleasing tendency. And am I really trying to go to this festival right now because I want to at this point? Or am I going out of a strange duty to people who have their own agendas in life?
A lot of obligation kind of feels.
Yeah, a lot of assumptions. Like, I'm sure people would love to see me there, but it's not going to make or break anybody's experience if I'm not there.
Yeah, it's not like you're in charge of setting up all of the fucking events. No, that's a different kind of situation. Yeah. But on my own notes, unless, is there anything else that you've been taking care of?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if we didn't know if we were switching back and forth.
Oh, no. Let's just
do one at a time. Okay.
Do you in one fell swoop.
Boy. So general physical health check-in probably, like making sure I'm trying to get enough sleep, being aware that I'm gonna be out in the desert, trying to make sure that I'm hydrating, just being extra aware of those things, which we should all be doing anyway. But yeah, I've been like doing hot compresses on my ear and trying to take times to lay down. And I have that luxury. Some people have children and crazy jobs and they can't do that. I right now am in a place where I don't have those problems. So I can baby myself. Yay. So yeah. And then a hard one for me is, okay, I have this much money. I never know what my paycheck's going to be because of the projects I take. Do I really want to spend $130 on a doctor visit, $300 on an ENT? Do I really, or is my health okay? Or is it one of those things where it's like, splurge on yourself, go to the doctors, go to all the doctors, spend all the money and then pay it off and then know that you're healthy. That's hard to like try to walk a line of what do you...
It's such a shitty line for you to have to walk.
And then some doctors just fuck you over and they don't even give you a proper prognosis or any diagnosis.
Yeah. And then it feels like you've wasted your time, you've wasted your money, you've wasted everything.
Yeah, I cried in the car ride home after my...
Understandably, that's frustrating. It's
so
frustrating. The worst that can happen is really just having to deal with the American healthcare system. There aren't even words, but that's neither here nor there.
Right, and I watched Firefly with my boyfriend, and that was a good positive thing that I did.
Yay! On my end, one of the biggest things that I have been doing to kind of track how this medication journey has been going is I've been tracking my moods continuously. I've not been letting that slip.
That's good.
My only form really of journaling has been
your mood.
My mood tracking apps, which I've mentioned before and I'll mention them again. I use two apps. One of them is called Mood Path, which is the more clinically kind of driven application. You use it and it asks you 3 times a day how you're doing. It asks you various questions, which I actually have one that I didn't do yet. So the questions it is asking me this evening: are you having trouble feeling emotions, whether happy or sad? No. Do you have less or no appetite today? Yes. How much does this burden you? And it has 4 choices: extremely, considerably, slightly, or not at all. This does not bother me at all. Do you have less pleasure in doing things you usually enjoy? No, I'm actually getting more enjoyment out of those things. And then it gives you a general scale of 1 to 5, kind of very bad, bad, moderate, good, and very good. I would say I'm feeling good tonight. And then I have my thoughts section, my emotions section, where it's got a list of various positive and negative. I would say I am feeling interested, enthusiastic, relieved, relaxed, and tired, and angry. My experiences, good time with someone, and that's about it. Normally, I would actually have emptiness or boredom as one of my experiences. That has not been the case for a couple weeks now, which is nice. The other app that I use is just called Daylio, Daylio, where it's just a once-a-day check-in, and it has a similar system, but this one actually tracks more of the activities that you do that day. So, like I would put, I'm feeling good. What have I been up to? I relaxed, I saw a movie, I saw It Part 2, I had time with friends, I played video games today, I did errands.
You did a lot.
I did a lot. I did a lot today. I did cleaning and chores, and that's about it. So then I would check it, and it would be good. So then I can, every now and then it'll show me what my check-ins are, how my daily moods have been for the month, when I have my good days, when I have my bad days. It shows me which activities are used the most, which is nice.
Which is your favorite app?
I think for ease of use, Daylio is my favorite. I like MoodPath, though, for the thoroughness. Because it's multiple times a day. Yeah. It's so I can kind of compare and contrast and see if I'm actually keeping track of that kind of stuff. Speaking of, I also have been engaging more in a routine in the mornings. I've been forcing myself to wake up at 7:30 with a different app that forces you to get out of bed, which has been a huge lifesaver as well, because it makes me go around the house and scan various barcodes that I have preordained.
What?
Yes. It's literally an app. It's just called I Can't Wake Up. And so I have to go around the house, and I have 2 barcodes that I scan at this point. I'm going to add more because I'm noticing that it's not as effective, but it makes me go to the bathroom first, and then I go to the kitchen, I get my bottle of water out of the fridge because the barcode is in the fridge. And then I go and I immediately take my medication in the morning. So having a routine has been something that has also been helping me just kind of keep sane. And I don't know if this is a side effect or something from the medication, but I'm being a lot more blunt and to the point with folks, and I'm not really taking shit.
That's good.
Which is weird. I'm not usually one for that.
Is there any examples that you would like to give our precious audience?
I've been saying no to certain things a lot more bluntly.
Hey.
Yeah. It's not so much a I'll try to like ease around it. It's just no, I don't want to.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, I hope it's good. I don't want the problem is with it,
You don't want to come off as being harsh?
I don't want to come off as being harsh, flippant, or an asshole.
I'm sure you'll know.
I'm sure I will, and it's going to be something that once I see it, I'll be like, oh, shit, that was too much.
Maybe people will appreciate the straightforwardness. I know sometimes when people try to make it sound better to me, I pick up on that, and it makes me uncomfortable. Like, just tell it how it is.
Yeah, just say it. Don't fucking...
Don't pussyfoot around it, as somebody in my life once said.
Ha. Don't walk on eggshells around me. Yeah, so all of those things combined with the new medication, with the expanded social life, and the being a little more aware of myself, these are all the things that are kind of helping me keep me from... And I've had moments in the last couple weeks where I've gone to the dark place, and I feel myself going to it, but it doesn't last for as long as it has been.
That's how it felt when I had taken the B12 shot.
Yeah.
I would start kind of noticing those thoughts and feelings, and then it would kind of buoy back up.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's similar.
It could be. It was like I would dwell on those things, but immediately after just go, fuck it.
Yeah, it's an interesting switch than you, I've noticed.
It is, it's kind of nice. I don't know.
Different.
It's different.
It's different.
We'll see if it continues that path. Fingers crossed. But I think that does it for our little check-in.
Yeah, guys. Hopefully you could glean some helpful insights.
Here's something to kind of just close it out, though.
Mm-hmm.
What are you hoping for in the next few weeks?
For me?
Yes.
Health.
Yeah.
Healthiness.
Yeah.
Being able to let go and enjoy and be present in the moment.
Short goal. Just kind of be in the moment.
Yeah, because this next 5 days, six days, I'm going to be in the desert at a festival where everyone's going to be showing off their beautiful costumes and vehicles and camps. And I want to be able to really be there and enjoy it and not be fretting and being anxious.
Nice.
That is my goal for this week.
I'm thinking for this week, I need to actually set smaller goals and follow through with them. So I'm going to add 1 or 2 things to my routine in the mornings so that I force myself to get up and be more active. Because that needs to be the next goal in my direction. Is just, I'm working on the mind. I need to work on the body now.
Do it.
So, that's it for this week, guys. Thanks for checking in with us.
I will not be here next week.
No, next week we will have a special guest host.
Yay.
TBD. And we will we'll let you know as that comes out. But the first bonus episode has been released on our Patreon. So if you are not yet a Patreon subscriber, get on that. The first episode is pretty fun.
We've got some fun, silly stuff we'll send to you if you
Yes.
are a Patreon. And it just helps us to be able to afford some of the going to trying different experiences for the podcast, equipment, gas.
Hosting.
Yeah, just being able to get those smaller things going and continuing.
Yes, but if you cannot afford it, do not fret. You can follow us on Instagram at HAYHU Podcast, like our Facebook page, subscribe to the subreddit, or if you want to send us something directly, you can go ahead and email mailbag@howareyoholdingup.com. We'd love to hear from you no matter what.
Thanks again, guys, and as always,
Don't tell us to just get over it.